first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Michael Katz, who did a phenomenal job last week walking us through the global nutrition philosophy. And we talked lots of products last week. We specifically discussed the different types of nutrients that are in Herbalife products. The product training that we went through last week covered the basics of the global nutrition philosophy. That's the large nutrients, the macronutrients like protein, supporting healthy muscle, which supports healthy immune function, the vitamins and minerals, which support the antioxidants in the body. And of course, that supports healthy immune functioning. And then we got into the phytonutrients, which was really cool because I call that essential MARQs. And that's really something that's unique in Herbalife nutrition. We stand apart from so many other companies because we're often talking about phytonutrients. They support the microbiome in the gut and all that stuff that we talked about with Michael last week. So this week, we're going to do something different. We're going to be covering different aspects of immune function, not necessarily related to nutrients, but other areas. And we're going to get into exercise, relaxation, mindfulness, socialization, and some really cool stuff. So let me first bring in my co-hosts, Samantha Clayton, who is our Vice President of Worldwide Fitness and all things sports science. Think Samantha Clayton. She has a terrific team. And we're going to be talking exercise. And of course, Paymi and Johan, who are a phenomenal couple, a set of Prez team members, 60K and 20K respectively, which I didn't know. Paymi and Johan, you guys are rocking. So excited to see that. And so I wanted to bring you guys in. Samantha, if you don't mind, could you do an introduction? And
I would love to.
Johan and Paymi.
Perfect. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to our Zoom training. I know I'm super happy to be here with you. So many of you, I'm sure I've made many of you sweat in the past with my workouts. But for those of you who I don't know, I am the Vice President of Sports Performance and Fitness over here at Herbalife. I came to the company in 2011 when we launched the 24 line. I came in to bring some formal fitness to the company with some fitness DVDs. I fell in love and I've been here ever since. Prior to coming to Herbalife, I'm a former Olympian, a fitness specialist, certified in lots of different areas of fitness. But I would say one of my biggest accolades is being a mom of 4, including a set of triplets. And so I'm really happy to be on today's call to talk about, personalizing your fitness routine and really kind of exploring, the benefits of physical activity. So, thank you, Luigi.
Yeah, it's great. And I want to kick it over to both Paymi and Johan. If you guys wouldn't mind giving, Samantha, I can see you now. You're on. And we'll ask Paymi and Johan, would you guys mind giving a little bit of, I know a lot of folks know you all around the world, but if you can give you a little history, a little testimonial, so new people may not know you.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be with all of you guys, among you and Samantha hosting this call. This is Paymi. I'm Dominican, and I started Herbalife about 6 years ago, and it has been the best 6 years of my almost 33 years of life. A lot has changed. A lot has happened, and all in good terms. My life has changed, and I became a better person, a better human being, definitely the best version of myself in the last 6 years. So very thankful for an opportunity like this that I can also provide for others to do the same.
Awesome. Thanks you guys for the opportunity to be here with you guys. It's an honor and a privilege. All 3,300 of you guys is amazing for us to be able to plug into a system to learn from our doctors and Samantha's as well. My name is Johan. For those who don't know, I'm from New York City. Been in the company now for 5 years this month. It's completely revolutionized my life prior to Herbalife.
Your anniversary.
Yeah, it's my anniversary this month. Retired underachiever, you guys. Every single thing I try to do before Herbalife, I failed. I'm so privileged that I found this opportunity. This beautiful young lady next to me slid into my DMs and she presented the opportunity for me. I was super skeptical at first. And, she invited me to an event. Long story short, I went into that event, completely changed my life. 5 years in, you guys, and it's been the best 5 years of my life. And I can't wait to continue to inspire more people and change the nutritional habits of the world. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us in this Zoom call. This is really special because clearly we're living in interesting times throughout North America. We're all thankful for everyone's passion and dedication to Herbalife nutrition. And we want to get together on a regular basis to talk about the basics, right? Nutrition, fitness, rest, relaxation, sleep. So we're going to talk a little bit of products tonight, but we're mostly going to be talking about some of the other aspects of the global nutrition philosophy. And we really want Paymi and Johan to give the distributor perspective, because Samantha and I work in corporate. We want the distributor perspective of what they do in their day-to-day business operations and, of course, in their day-to-day life. So let's kick it off. We're talking immune health. A quick primer from last week. Remember, we're discussing a lot of, especially in these very sort of relevant times, we're talking about how the immune system in the human body helps to protect you from invading pathogens. We talk about bacteria, viruses, and fungi. We were saying the plural of fungus, right? And we were discussing last week and even this week on some other calls how right now all over our body, we're covered. We're covered by bacteria and funguses and viruses, but they don't get into our body because we have healthy skin, we have healthy mucous membranes, things that protect the human body from these invading pathogens. Now, some of them do get in, but when they do get in, we've got an immune system that beats them up, right? We've got the innate immune system and we have the adaptive. We talked about that last week a little bit. It's basically like soldiers at the ready who go in and sort of take out these bacteria, viruses, and fungi. So we also want to consider, in addition to the products that we eat, the things that we can do in our daily life, especially that are in conjunction with Herbalife nutrition and our philosophies that help keep our immune system up. So clearly reducing stress, and we're going to get into all these things, but we really wanted Samantha on the call and Paymi and Johan because we're going to be talking exercise for a big part of it. So if we can go to the next slide. Stress, we know that stress affects a lot of things. And when we talk about stress in the immune system, we're going to be talking about sort of the stressors that happen in the short term and stressors that happen over the long term. Now, clearly in Herbalife, you think of a lifelong journey, we want to reduce our stress to optimize our immune health, right? So that means handling these daily stressors. But when you think about what the immune system does, it's important for, keeping us safe from all those invading pathogens. But if we're stressed on a regular basis, it can wear down the immune system. That's why it's so important to find things, which we're going to talk about tonight, to reduce your stress. Let me see if I go there. So I'm going to kick this over to Samantha, because Samantha, I'd love for you to present in the broad sense the chapters of the book that we're going to be going through, these large chapters. Then we can talk a little bit with Paymi and Johan.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, Luigi. Yeah, so as Luigi shared, last week you guys really talked about the global nutrition philosophy. You talked all about the importance of balanced nutrition. And so the things we're going to talk about today kind of complete that picture of holistic wellness, exercise, the importance of that for the body, mindfulness and relaxation, what it means for being in the moment, talking about sleep and the importance of sleep and how our body repairs itself during that time. And then we're going to finish off today talking about socialization and really how that plays a part in kind of connecting all those dots between finding the balance between all 5 buckets, including the nutrition bucket that you covered last week. But how do we put all those things together to take care of your whole body? And so that's really our focus for today, for sure.
That's great.
Next slide.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Awesome. And so going on to talk about what I'm known for, which is exercise. I've been working in the fitness industry now, would you believe, for the last 20 years, even though I look 20. But no, the last 20 years I've been in the fitness industry. And so I wanted to really talk with you about why exercise is good for stress relief, because obviously we're talking about immunological health. We're talking about the impacts of stress on immunological health and how exercise plays a part in that, in helping you to feel better. And so when you get moving, when you're moving your body releases some hormones. They're known as endorphins. Serotonin is one in particular. And when they're released into the body during exercise, it's a natural feel-good hormone. So when you're exercising, you get these hormones surging through the body, and it naturally kind of helps to calm the system. and makes you feel better. And I'm sure, Paymi, share with us, I know that you love exercising. Do you often feel this kind of feel-good wave? I feel like that's how people get addicted to exercise. It's because it naturally does make you feel good. And that moment of exercise helps you to kind of de-stress, calm down, and know you're doing good for your body.
Definitely, you're so right. I actually call exercising my happy hour. And it wasn't like that all the time, but I had to program myself to to be uncomfortable and put myself in the position to learn to work out. Because at the end of the day, the only bad workout is the one that you don't do. You feel completely like more jaunted and happy and more energy after every workout. So definitely it's part of my routine, it's part of my life, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
I love it.
For sure, you guys. And for me, like, you have to work out with a purpose. When every action has a purpose and every action has a result. Like for me, like working out has always been like my sanctuary, my time, like to like be in the present. And as leaders of this company, we have to just be adaptable. That's one trait that every leader has to have. And when I started working my Herbalife business, I was very limited with the time that I had because I was still working in a restaurant 60 hours a week. So I couldn't really work out in a traditional gym setting. So I was resourceful, and that's something that you have to be. You have to be resourceful. So I work out in my bathroom, in my mom's bathroom every single day. I had like a small little area, 4x3 feet to work out. I worked out in my break, you guys. And like I said, you have to set goals. You have, yeah. I worked out no matter what, you guys, because we're inspiring people to be the best version of themselves. And this is a results-driven business, so you gotta make sure like you set the time and it's a non-negotiable for you to work out.
Your life, so, for sure.
One thing that I always tell people is your body is the best piece of equipment that you have that you can take with you. It goes with you everywhere you go. And so you can still do strength training using body weight. And so there's never any excuse because, hey, your body goes with you everywhere. It's a perfect piece of fitness equipment. You just need to kind of get that mindset to get moving.
I love it.
I love how you guys term that. Before we get into the health benefits of regular exercise, since we kicked it off with how exercise reduces stress, helps you handle stress, and I know you guys both have probably your own stories about how it's worked. I wanted to go into a little bit of how you guys deal with stress. So think about there's short-term stress, which can be beneficial to the human body. And then there's the long-term stress that we want to make sure that we reduce, especially in the world of Herbalife nutrition. We want to have a stress-free environment. But I want to ask you both, Samantha and then Paymi and Johan. So Samantha, picture this. You're running at the elite level as a sprinter, as you've done in the past, in a crowded stadium of 120,000 people going crazy. At that moment, let's say you're going to run 100 meters. You have to have the highest performance ability possible. What are some of the short-term things that stress causes in your body that are good so that you can perform that 100-meter or 200-meter sprint? Maybe you can walk us through some basics.
I love how you set the tone for everybody there, Luigi. Imagine, 120,000 people in the crowd. Imagine an Olympic flame in the distance that you can see, knowing everybody around the world is watching you on TV. And there you are in your moment in the starting blocks. You know what happens? Surge of adrenaline comes through your body. Your body's having a stress reaction. It's having a stress response, but it's that fight or flight. So when you're in that situation, it's like a surge of adrenaline that comes through your body, and it's your fight or flight response. What's great is through training, you teach your body how to react to that fight or flight response. And that's for me, was to react to the gun and run as fast as you can. So I think that training and preparation is kind of the key for our body to get used to certain things that are going to happen. And so obviously before leading up to that big giant event, we have several training sessions, we do smaller events so that I can start to learn to process that high stress in that moment. So, breathing, getting my mentality right, knowing why I'm there, kind of getting yourself centered and staying focused on all the training you've done to get you to that moment so that you use the adrenaline for performance, but at the same time, you don't let that adrenaline let you fall apart. And, Paymi, I'm sure you can relate to this as well from doing a stage training. It's just kind of the same feeling, getting up in front of thousands of people to speak. How do you guys manage that stress?
Definitely. And it's not only on stage, even hosting the call virtually like we're doing it. Honestly, it's just a label. I train the muscle of the brain, which is another muscle, to label the situation and the feelings completely different than being stressful to feeling excited. So I'm excited to hosting this call. I'm excited to be on stage and perform a presentation. I'm excited to be, in an arena with 30,000 people. It's just labeling everything and training my muscle brain to see things and give definition to the feeling that served me.
Awesome. Shifting that perspective. I love it. For me, it's 3 simple steps, you guys. I learned this from a mentor of mine, and I aspire to be like this person every single day, not what he does as a professionally, but who he is as a person, as a man, as a father, as a person of this community, of this world. And that person's name is LeBron James. You guys know I'm a sports guy, right? So I'm gonna share a little story about him. In 2015, he rejoined the Cavs after his short stint with the Miami Heat. He was in the Eastern Conference Finals playing the Bulls. They were down 2-1 in that series. Think about everything that's going on. There's 1.5 seconds left on the clock, and they're down by 2. LeBron James, right? This is his legacy. There's no other team in the history of the NBA that has come back from a 3-1 deficit at that point in time, right? So think about it. It's his legacy. Thousands, you have 20,000 fans screaming at you. What do you do in that moment? So these are 3 steps that I learned from him and how he executed mentally, right? And right, so think about it. His teammate passes him the ball. 1.2 seconds. He plants his feet, he shoots, and he scores. But what happened before that? What is his approach in those moments, right? Because he faces those moments every time. And what he shared was 3 things. First, take a deep breath. If your mind is a machine, right? Breathing, it's electricity. It's what keeps it alive, right? Number 2, put those blinders on. Just focus on the objective, okay? Just cancel out everything else and focus on your goal. And number 3 is just tune out that noise that you have inside your mind. Your mind sometimes could play tricks on you, right? You doubt yourself. You start focusing on all the negative things that could go wrong. Just focus on the positive, focus on your objective, and execute.
Oof.
I love it. And I'm a huge fan of LeBron James, mostly because he's one of the oldest guys in the NBA who's doing it like at an amazing level. And I'm a fan of the older athletes. So thank you for sharing that, you guys. Now we're going to get back into as Samantha was talking about, some of the things that are health benefits of regular exercise. Of course, we recommend this in Herbalife Nutrition all the time. Controlling your weight. That's part of our history, our legacy. Reducing your risk of cardiovascular and other diseases. Strengthening your bones and muscles. Improving your mental health and mood. Improving your ability to do daily activities, and increasing your chances of living longer. This is all very well documented. And the beauty is with exercise, many years ago when I was first studying with Dr. Heber as an undergraduate, exercise was kind of a nice thing to do, but it wasn't really a part of health promotion. Now, doctors recommend exercise. American College of Sports Medicine, you name it. So the beauty is that everything we do in Herbalife, with taking our products, having a healthy, active lifestyle, having a balanced diet, it also plays into a regular activity, a physical activity program. We'll keep moving along here, I think.
Definitely. And so this part is really important, you guys. So I kind of want to explain, exercise itself is a stress on the body. It's a healthy stress, right? It's a healthy stress. Think about the acute stress that happens while you're exercising. Your heart rate goes up. Maybe you get that little bit of adrenaline. You're sweating. Your muscles are working hard. Your blood's flowing. That places a stress on the body. But over time, that stress allows your body to adapt and become fitter and stronger. So if you think about from day one, when you first start a stair running program, by the time you're done, maybe you're super out of breath, you're super sore, you're tired. But 5 or 6 weeks down the line, that same routine no longer feels hard. And that's because your body's gotten fitter, it's adapted, you've become stronger, your cardiovascular system has improved. And so that's how exercise stress works when you have regular physical exercise. You have the acute stress, your body recovers, and then the next day you go through the same thing. And so understanding that exercise itself is stress, and this is good, over time, that's really great for your immune system because you get fitter, you get stronger. However, it's finding the right balance when it comes to exercise, because if you don't exercise enough, if you're sedentary and you're sitting on the couch, you're missing out on all of the wonderful health benefits that Luigi just shared with you. However, if you train too hard, just kind of like athletes do, with like fine-tuned machines, when you overtrain, you actually compromise your immune system. So it's all about finding that balance in the middle. I always say super stressful times aren't the time for you to suddenly crank up your exercise routine. Treat your body well. If you're super stressed out, you know what, do a little bit of moderate exercise and build your way up. So Luigi, it's all about finding that balance. Don't you agree?
I absolutely agree, because especially for a lot of us who are trying to work out at home these days, finding ways to maybe work out in the living room, in the bedroom, or go into the backyard if you have one, if you have that availability. I think it's so important, because we don't want to press it too much so that we're starting a new program that's super high intensity. So I love the point that you're saying, overtraining syndrome. We should not be overtraining at this point. We should just be doing the right type of training. And of course, look, you've got a team, Samantha, like Dr. Dana Ryan. You've got this team of dietitians who work with the Galaxy and all these professional athletes. You've met, you've worked with Cristiano Ronaldo. So we know that the professional athletes, or the LeBron Jameses who are not playing right now, they're doing a very high level of training. We need to stay sort of in our lane and make sure we're doing the right type of training. So I love
and
those.
Before we move on, kind of explaining the difference between what is high intensity exercise and what's low intensity exercise, just a quick 101. So high intensity exercise is when you're getting your heart rate up pretty high. So think of low intensity. I say it's like you can still talk to people while you're exercising. It's like a 6 out of 10 effort. But the second you go above like that between 7 out of 10 and 10 out of 10, there's your high intensity kind of right there. So your high intensity, your low intensity, it's about finding the balance between the two.
That's great. Exercise. So I think we've got another slide on exercise, and we're about to tie it up here, because we also want to mention products. We cannot do an Herbalife nutrition training without talking about some products, right? But I think these exercise recommendations are really crucial, because it doesn't have to be, training for a marathon or doing some heavy weightlifting. Consistency is the key. Now, 150 minutes may sound like a lot of time, but when you break it up, it's actually not that much. Let's say 30 minutes 5 times a week, or 75 minutes of what we call vigorous exercise. Now, that doesn't mean that you're doing super heavy squats or you're going for an ultra marathon run. That just means, as Samantha, you just alluded to, maybe going a little bit above baseline and getting in that right zone. Strength training 3 times a week. That can be yoga, Pilates, that can be planking, isometrics. There's a lot of different stuff. I know, Samantha, we're going to promo your portal in a bit, and Johan and Paymi will point that out. But I think there's a lot of great resources there. Then types of exercise, whether it's low versus high intensity, stretching, and of course, planning your exercise regime to be consistent. So things I've learned from you, Samantha: consistency.
Consistency is the key. And like you said, these recommendations for exercise are really well known. They come from World Health Org, from ACSM, so the World Heart Association. So this kind of is a general guideline to reap the good health benefits that we shared in those first few slides. And so a lot of times, the excuse is that people don't have time. One of the wonderful things about this 150 minutes of exercise is that you do get to space that out throughout the day in a way that works for you. It's about accumulating your exercise minutes and accumulating that training volume throughout the whole week. So Paymi, Johan, I know that you have a family, you have a business. You obviously both exercise, you make time for that, but can you give people some tips on how to kind of make sure that they're getting the basic recommendations of exercise by sharing your story?
Claro, of course. I was about to speak.
Claro, I understand Spanish, it's good.
Well, for me, was definitely exercising, incorporating workouts in my routine was actually something for myself. So I decided to take on, taking less time of a sleep and waking up before my day started, my usual routine. So I will wake up way before my day, all my day's responsibilities and duties and work and kids and all of that will start, but starting with myself. So I will squeeze in 30 minutes on exercising, and definitely that will set the tones, because I'll put the exercise before whatever the day will bring. And when you put your priorities first, whatever comes along with making yourself feeling good and working on for yourself, definitely is a great start. So I'm working on my goals, and I'm also starting the day with the best attitude, with amazing energy, and it feels really, really, really good to just like getting started in the right direction.
Yeah, like Paymi says, working out for us is not non-negotiable. So we understand that working out is a part of what we do. And our philosophy is that we lead by example. We understand we have an organization that looks up to us. So we want to make sure that we're working out and we're being a great example. So it's a non-negotiable for us. So we schedule our work in just like we schedule our follow-ups and anything else that we do in this business. So very early in the morning when we wake up, for me, I strength train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I do conditioning work Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? Just to switch it up and get a mixture of both low intensity and high intensity as well. And for the weekends, for the most part, try to stretch a little bit. It's very important for you to stretch to avoid injuries. So that's what we do.
Yeah, and like you said, it's all about balance. So sometimes it won't happen. I won't wake up before my kids wake up or my work start in the day. But you have to learn how to adapt and just throw things in quick 30 seconds and just do it. And definitely feels really good to do that.
For sure. That thing is key. Right now, like I'm working out, I don't have weights in the house. And I literally filled up a suitcase with a sack of rice and made it into a weight. And now that you have me doing curls, presses, you get creative. You know, you gotta deal with what you got. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. They're putting us to shame, Samantha. We gotta get some rice bags and different things. I love it. This is fantastic. Now we dedicated a lot of the time to exercise. We're going to tie it up with a couple more slides. Samantha's created a tremendous amount of resources. We're going to show you that in a second because we want you guys to use that portal. But this is really important. Products. We love products, and we had to do a big shout out. Samantha, could you walk us through some of the fuel that you would recommend before, during, and after workout?
Of course, Luigi. So, we talked about the importance of making sure that you squeeze in your exercise routine. It's important to kind of have that holistic approach because I shared with you guys that exercise is stress for your body. It's a good stress that repeated over time helps you to get stronger, fitter, better heart health, better brain health. However, think about it. If you stress out your body and then you don't provide your body with the nutrition it needs in order to rebuild and repair itself, or give your body the right amount of fuel in order to get through your workout, the amount of stress you're placing on your body is actually higher. And so what I tell people is exercise is great, but exercise without good nutrition is just okay. And so the reason that I wanted to share this slide is it's really important to take care of your body both before, during, and after a workout. We call it our pre, during, post. It's part of our, think like an athlete. Of course, athletes think about this all the time, but we're all athletes, and therefore we can all think about it as well, because if you're going to be pushing your body harder with some exercise, it's important that you give yourself a little bit of a boost before you work out, making sure you're getting hydrated. During your workout, if you're working out hard enough, you should be sweating a little, and that's good because when you're sweating, you need to replace those fluids with some electrolytes. And then after your workout, rebuilding and repairing your muscles is the key to getting those results long term. And so, of course, having protein after. But, it would be wrong of me to be the one to talk about the products and what you should actually be taking before, during, and after. I'll give you the science, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Johan and Paymi, to tell them exactly which products they should be having.
Well, we definitely have all those products at home. Definitely non-negotiable, having all the products in our home and try all of them. And it's about how they make them feel. And it is as simple as, in a moment of doubt, just think about rebuild. That's it. That's all you need. If you complaining and whining, or you sore and you're thinking, oh my God, I cannot squat, I cannot get my body up this couch, just think about a delicious chocolate shake. That for me is my motivation when, sometimes we need that extra push.
Yeah, as you can see, we're product lovers in this house, from our kids to everybody consumes the products. It's just exactly how it's labeled here. Before our workouts, we have our energy boosters, our tea, our lift off, all in the right amounts, of course. And then throughout our workout, we have our CR7. And for me, Rebuild, like she said, is my favorite product. I make sure I have it before bed as well because slow digesting protein recovery is key. We love our products. Back to you guys.
I
I
love
love
it.
that.
So to tie this slide up before I turn it back over to Luigi. So think about this. Think about exercise is stress for your body. It's a healthy stress. You want to support your body through that stress so that you get the best results, so that you build muscle, you build up that, strong body, strong immune system. And therefore, nutrition is very important part of that little jigsaw puzzle. We exercise, we give our body nutrition, and then we repeat. That's what we do.
Absolutely, Samantha. And
Ah,
then Samantha or Paymi, anyone who wants to sort of promote and explain some of the resources that we have available for people who are just starting out or people who are even, middle to higher level exercisers. Maybe you can walk them through this.
I'll just call this my baby. I absolutely love this. I've been with Herbalife a long time, and I love creating fitness videos. I love working with my worldwide team and bringing in other experts so that all of our Herbalife distributors get a huge variety of exercise. But I'm going to share it over to you guys to share, how you use it, and all that good stuff. You can give them all the good news. I'm just passing my baby to you right now.
And I love your baby. Thank you so much for creating this. It's an amazing platform where not only us take advantage to use it for our own convenience, but also sharing the same with our clients. And it's super helpful. It's a great opportunity to promote with our client a healthy lifestyle. I'm personally myself, I'm not I don't have your experience. I'm not a certified trainer, but I have certified trainings providing that service for my clients. So this is one of the amazing things, one of the amazing things that Herbalife have for us. So might as well use it. So I use it all the time.
Yeah, and Samantha, thank you again for this awesome tool. You guys just be resourceful. The resources are there on MyerBlack.com. Make sure you guys snap a picture if you don't want to write it down. Listen, this is amazing. It's clear for all fitness levels. We use it every day with our clients and our distributors as well. Thank you for
providing. You feel like you're not working by yourself. Like you're not reading a workout. You have people with you motivating you to do the workout with them. So it's super cool.
I love it. I tell people, bring me into your house. I'll come work out in your living room. I'll work out in your kitchen. We
literally have you there.
Just log in.
That is great. Now we're finishing up with exercise. Want to mention a couple things. Last week, we didn't get a chance because we were talking products and a little bit of nutrition. We didn't get a chance to promote the other portal from Susan Bowerman and the team of dietitians around the world called Herbalife Nutrition Nook. That's Nook. You guys will see it on the main page. But if you can't find it, Herbalife Nutrition Nook, and there's great shake recipes. I mean, lots of them. Also, Paymi and Johan, you guys mentioned when in doubt, go to Rebuild Strength. I have traveled with that product when I didn't have a spoon and I used my toothbrush to mix it. And I just brushed my teeth after drinking it. That's how much I depend on Rebuild Strength when I'm on the road. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so let's get into mindfulness and relaxation. We want to be respectful of everybody's time. We know we've got about 15 minutes or less. So we covered exercise. Mindfulness and relaxation is really important because we've been talking about how to lower stress, improve your immune system, fighting off the pathogens and keeping your body healthy, especially at this very challenging time. So mindfulness, when you think about it, as a doctor explained to me, many of us worry about the past or we stress about the future, and being sort of in the present is important. So I wanted to ask Samantha and then kick it over to Johan and Paymi, what does mindfulness and relaxation mean to you guys?
Yeah, it's great, Luigi. I'll just share with everybody. So, we have our experts all over the world, our doctors, and I was lucky enough this morning to have a training on mindfulness from one of my team members from India. And he really kind of presented mindfulness very well for me today in that he shared with us, mindfulness is about understanding your emotions, being able to center those emotions so that you can make a path to go forward. Quite often, like Luigi said, we're either in the past or in the future, and really we need to be in the present. And so where I shared with you guys earlier about, when I was racing in the Olympics and you have those, crazy feelings of endorphins that are passing through your body, you have to practice mindfulness in that moment. You have to center yourself. I'm here with a purpose. This is what I need to do. And so it's all about understanding what emotions that you're having, processing those emotions so that you can then move forward with a plan. I think any of you guys who are on here are parents, you'll know, I have triplets, and when they were little, kind of sometimes they don't understand what emotions they're feeling. So as the mom, you're being mindful for them. You're letting them know, hey, you're feeling angry right now, and this is why you're feeling angry, and therefore let's create a plan to go forward to get out of this anger. You know, you're the mindful piece for your children at that time. What I tell people now is, hey, you need to be mindful for yourself. You need to take a moment to breathe, be quiet, understand how you're feeling, and be present in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys agree?
Totally with you. For me, back to the question, being mindful and, goes to ask myself, take a moment to ask myself how I'm feeling today. And then taking from an intention of how actually I want to feel. And when things are, not the way that I wanted to, I feel these, triggers started coming out, or energy is in an energy that is wrong, I just hold my heart and ask myself, why you feeling this way? And trying to figure it out and having a kind of like a conversation with myself to have that moment, and then understanding the feeling and then release that feeling out of my chest.
Yeah, for me, I'm a little introverted by nature. So spending alone time by myself, it's really what centers me. So I go down to the basement, nice, cool, dark place, and just like focus. I just let go of any negative energies that I have, or I just take a nice, a warm bath by myself, some Epsom salt, just put some calming music, and that's what I do, and it recenters me, and I'm ready to go, feeling relaxed for the rest of the day. Back to you guys.
Love that. If we can, I want to go to the next slide and mention, so I love this, what you guys are mentioning with mindfulness. And before we get into sort of relaxation rituals that we do in Herbalife, that a lot of us do, and we can talk about that, I wanted to mention Jim Rohn for a second, because a lot of you folks who are new in the company, you've probably seen Jim Rohn videos. I had the opportunity to work with him and meet him. And so many of the Herbalife folks who've been in the company many years, like Michael Katz, 30 years, told me so much about it. But what I thought was really interesting, the first time I saw Jim Rohn train was in Asia Pacific. I was in Singapore, and he went through, he talked a lot about daily affirmations. And I wanted to actually kind of kick this over to you guys. Daily affirmations are sort of like positive things you can say to yourself that will quiet you, quiet your mind, get you focused, and sort of get you in the game within Herbalife Nutrition. I was wondering, Samantha, Johan, Paymi, what about daily affirmations?
For myself, every single day, I have affirmations for my day. It's something that I teach my kids to have. It's all about a positive mindset. You know, you are what you believe you are. And so my mom always taught me, the sky's the limit. You just have to believe where you can go. And so as an athlete, I would always write something down and have it in my gym bag, where my spikes are, which is, you're amazing, you're going to win today. Kind of setting those affirmations about how you feel about yourself. But I know, Paymi, earlier you had shared with me some amazing affirmations that you do for yourself.
Yeah, so that's right. So I also like to write in the morning and also before going to bed. And I have one of the Jim Rohn also quotes that says, stand guard at the door of your mind at all times. And for me, is getting that guardian ready with affirmations that I'm powerful, I'm capable, I'm brave, I'm smart. So starting the day that way, and then before going to bed, looking through the day and reminding myself all my gratitudes. I'm grateful for the day that I just had, for the meal that I ate, for the call that I host. Like, all these things and rituals help me to be in alignment and help me feed that part of positivity that is so necessary to carry on in your life. So feeding the good of you, right?
So for me, you guys, it's really simple. Our phones are always with us. As my screensavers, I have positive affirmations, and just positive things that inspire me to be better every single day. I look at my phone probably 300 times a day, so it's just staring right at me. So I read them when in times where I'm not feeling my best. I just look at my phone and I just remind myself how powerful I am and everything good that I want to be. Back to you guys.
Well, we're going to give a couple examples of products that we can use for our daily rituals that we can do, and one is our skincare. And we talk about pampering ourselves, and I wanted you guys to think about something that I wanted to ask you. What are things that you do at the end of the day that helps you relax as it relates to Herbalife Nutrition products that can kind of get you in the zone? And maybe Paymi, and maybe I'll kick it over to you first, talking a little bit about what you do with skincare products.
Yeah, so for me, me moment is non-negotiable. I have a very packed agenda with, a lot of things for the business, being a mom, personal life, all, you name it. But starting my day and finishing my day with something for myself is non-negotiable. So I personally incorporated my skin routine as part of my me moment, pampering myself. Because it feels good when you're using your products, your skin looks better, your skin looks flawless, you feel good internally, but it takes those rituals in order for you to use the products and having those results. So it goes all tied up, and I just love the feeling of feeling fresh, my face, and the smell of all those products. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, just having the relaxation tea, the smell of lavender, how it just calms me and soothes me. So that's what I do.
Oh, that's great. And Samantha, I know you drink a lot of tea. How about you? What do you do to unwind at the end of the day to help keep you focused and support your immune system?
Yeah, so talking about tea, you guys can all tell by my accent, I'm British. And in England, tea and tea time is a really special time for British families. That's a time where we are relaxing, we're being mindful, we're getting together, and it's the whole ritual of making the tea. And so, having become an American, a proud American, I've still kept that up in my life. I drink tea a lot throughout the day. I sometimes have a commute that could be 2 to 2.5 hours through crazy LA traffic to get home. And so part of my relaxation routine, and also to get me mindful into the role of my new job when I get home, which is the job of being mom. I get home, and the first thing I do, I put the kettle on, I get my favorite big mug ready, I make my tea. I love the warmth of sipping hot tea, but because it's later in the day, I of course don't want to have caffeine in the same way I want caffeine before I work out, because it gives me a good boost. Towards the end of the day, I want to be mindful that I want to kind of calm my spirit down, calm my body down. And so I love the relaxation tea, just like Johan said, the smell, it's the warm drink, it's the whole ritual of it all. And that's kind of like gets me into this calm space of being ready to be mom, ready to cook dinner, help with complicated homework because my kids are teenagers now, but it kind of just switches my mindset. And I think it kind of relaxation and mindfulness go together, because part of that ritual and part of that routine, it kind of gets you set for that next part of what you're going to be doing next. So tea is important in my world. You're right, Luigi. I know you always see me with my tea in the office as well.
Absolutely. Now, I know we have just a few minutes left, and we've covered exercise. We've got the relaxation techniques. We want to get into sleep and socialization, which are two important areas. By the way, because you guys mentioned some of the skincare products, I know many of you have seen Laura Chacon Garbado's videos on Instagram, or her training videos in Herbalife. That's where I learned all my stuff and how to apply the product. So make sure you're tuning into all of our trainers who are training on the product. So sleep is so crucial. And I'm going to nutshell it real quickly to let you know, all of you have 5 stages of sleep. You go from stage 1, 2, 3, deep into rapid eye movement sleep. And here's the important thing. Every night you cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up and down. And when you have a good 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you've gone through these 5 cycles multiple times. And that's when you wake up refreshed with a strong immune system, right? Helping support it. So I want to ask you guys, what do you do to get healthy sleep?
Yeah, I'll just, before I kick it over to you guys, I just will say, some of the important things are about, just like what I said, kind of calming down your caffeine and switching to relaxation tea, having a dark room, getting rid of your technology, Johan, getting that phone out of your hand, right? But I wanted to be the one to kick it over to Paymi, because when we were chatting yesterday in preparation for the call, she inspired me with her evening routine. So much so in a 5-minute conversation that I enacted her routine last night. So inspire everybody else, Paymi.
Well, let me just start saying that sleeping is a privilege, and is one of the things that I do for, I compensate myself for doing what I'm doing in a daily basis. So we just don't go to sleep when we're tired. It's a command that we set to our body through our mind, right? So for me, is I'm going to work too. I'm going to work to sleep and rest and relax this body. So I have to put a new uniform. I put my PJs, and it's kind of like commanding myself and telling a message to my brain, my whole body. Hey, it's time to go to sleep. And it has worked tremendously. It works so good that I don't think I go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step that Luigi was sharing. I go straight from 1 to 5 real quick. I'm pretty known by I can sleep right now if I need to. So definitely it's been a work in progress. But I don't play with my sleep. It's part of a routine and a non-negotiable as well.
Yeah, for sure. Think about it like this. If I created a magical drink that could heal your body, balance your emotions, put you in a better mood, recharge your mind, get you more creative, more productive, and it's going to boost your immune system as well. But the only thing, all those things are scientifically proven, but here's the catch. It takes 6 to 8 hours. If that drink assisted, where you pick up the bottle, that's what sleep does for you guys.
That is great. I love the formula. And of course, I love getting ready for bed like that. Beautiful. That's excellent. Let's go on to, I think we're going to finish with socialization because we only have a few minutes left. Oh, so wonderful. Got to mention some products. Relaxation tea. Can we go back to that? Relaxation tea, relax now and sleep now. Fantastic products. Think about the day parts that Herbalife provides. We know we've got lots of stuff to provide energy throughout the day, in the morning, afternoon, but you got to consider evening time and getting relaxing, restful sleep. It's so crucial to healthy immune health, okay? So I'm going to keep moving along, and we're going to finish, I believe, with socialization. I know we have a few minutes left, so everyone hang on, hang tight. Socialization is what Herbalife does best. It's one of the things we do best, very well. Keeping people in groups, even if we can't meet them right around these challenging times, what we can do online in the virtual sense. So I want to kick it to Samantha. Then I'm going to pass it to Johan and Paymi, and we're going to have you guys tie up the call in just a bit.
Perfect. And so I really feel like the socialization is really, really important. Of course, it's about socializing when you're working out with people outside of your home. But I'm a big believer in socializing within your own home, because quite often we're just so busy, we're caught up in our own world, we're doing our own thing. And I think it's really important to have the mindfulness and the awareness in order to connect with the people in your own family, to create family time and make that effort to, have that time, use your support system, rely on your friendships. And Paymi, I know that you had shared all about, how you can just stay connected with your business team. You just have to be creative.
Yeah, definitely. And especially more than ever, people need more from us, for us as a leaders, running this company, everyone in the call, we have a mission to that in our hands. So more than ever, we need to stay connected with our family, with people in our businesses, with the people outside. They definitely need that Herbalife light and Herbalife Fiesta. So for us, staying connected is just part of everything that we do in a routine, daily basis within our businesses, but also, like you mentioned, it's super crucial to also be present as a parents with our daughters. So they are now we're home, we're spending more time together. So we just incorporating routines that help us socialize together, play board games, having longer hugs, having lunch together, and no electronics allowed. So all these little things that definitely had helped us to stay connected also with the core, which is our family.
Yeah, for sure. It's all about being intentional. Like she said, even in our car rides, we put our electronics down, and that's when we connect. We have family time, busy lives. And right now we use this time to really connect with our families by being intentional.
Yeah.
And it's incredible to understand that loneliness, social isolation, it does kind of stress us out, right? And so it can cause high rates of depression. It can weaken the immune system. So doing all those things that you're sharing for you and for your family and for your friend groups, us at Herbalife creating that kind of socialization environment, whether it's in person or online, I really feel is part of our overall mission. It does really fall into that cycle of wellness for us, in that we see it as something that's fundamentally important to being a healthy human, is having those daily connections with people.
Great points, you guys. So I know that we are just about at our time here. So we're going to finish up. In fact, this is sort of a beautiful visual of everything we've covered, all the major categories, right? And this is all really our global nutrition philosophy. But I really wanted to finish on an image of, and I think we have an image of Jim Rohn that I'd like to move to and have Johan and Paymi, because you guys are our resident distributors on this call. We thank you for your time, Samantha. I'd like for them to finish the call out. You guys have the final words, and you wish everyone, best of health or whatever you'd like to say.
Thank you so much. It's definitely been an honor to share the call with you guys. Learning in the way, I learned so much through hosting the call. For everyone who's listening, who's tuned in, more than ever, like I shared before, actually is I took that from one of the videos of Jim Rohn. It's the last honors that he's spoken. So he was sharing how more than ever our world needs for us distributors to bring the Herbalife Fiesta, for us to bring the Herbalife Light. And that is the mission that is still alive, and more than ever, we behind. More than ever is so needed. So for us as distributors, we need to stay present to ourselves, taking into account everything that we have learned and discussed in this call, and take very good care of ourselves, because the only way to provide that good light, that good energy, that good example, that good perspective, that positivity is actually taking care of yourself. So I started the year with this mantra, and I had to share with you guys, and it goes along with what we're talking about, and it's please take care of you for me so I can take care of me for you. And if we take that into our mantra, in program ourselves to understanding that our happiness, our well-being, our wellness, everything depends on us, and we take it as a priority, is so much goodness that one by one is going to do for the world, and especially in times that we live in today. So thank you for being present in this call. I hope to see you guys super, super, super soon, and hug you guys, everyone, and feel the energy. Definitely needed. So thank you again. Very grateful for this time.
That's our time, you guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity. We love you guys.